Jon Jones versus Dominick Reyes just took place in the main event of UFC 247, with Jon Jones earning the unanimous decision victory, 48-47, 48-47, and then 4 rounds to 1, 49-46. It was the biggest robbery I've seen in recent UFC history that I can think of. I had Dominick Reyes clearly winning that fight 3 rounds to 2, all 3 of the first rounds going to Dominick Reyes, and I can't believe that they've done this, and it's really annoying me. I feel like we should have seen it coming, because the rest of the fights on the card that went to a decision were complete fucking bullshit throughout the night. I thought James Krause beat Trevin Giles. I thought Andrea Lee beat Lauren Murphy. I thought Martinez beat Andre Ewell, but they were all wrong. And then they did this to Dominick Reyes. He's fighting for the world title to change his life forever. History is written based on the decision that the judges give, and one judge sees it 4-1 to Jon Jones. I can't even say Jon Jones. I can't even say for Jon Jones in this sentence. I can't. Dominick Reyes won that fight rounds 1 through 3. And here's how. Dominick Reyes, in the first 3 rounds, stuffed every takedown. There was no successful grappling attempts from Jon Jones. It was only striking. And Dominick Reyes outlanded Jon Jones on significant strikes every single round. More in the first, less dominantly in the second, but still dominantly won the second, and then less dominantly in the third, but still won the third. He outstruck Jon Jones in 3 rounds. Over all 3 rounds, every single total strike counter of the round was in favour of Dominick Reyes. There was only striking in those first 3 rounds. How can you not judge a fight based on numbers? There was only striking. Dominick Reyes outstruck Jon Jones every single round. And not by 1 round, not by 1 point. He didn't outstrike Jon Jones in round 3 by 1 strike. He didn't do it by 2. He didn't do it by 3 even. He did it by 4. In a round where only like 20 strikes are landed, 4 strikes is a fifth more than your opponent is doing. That's a very clear round for Dominick Reyes. I don't know how they have made this unanimous. I thought that the only way they were ever going to be able to disguise this robbery would be by making it a split decision. As soon as I heard unanimous, I thought, oh my god, Reyes has won. It's the truth. Reyes has won the fight. They're actually going to give it to him. And they gave it to Jon Jones. It was the biggest robbery I've seen in a very long time in UFC. And I'm not going to get angry. And there's a lot of my videos online where I just scream and get furious about things. I'm trying to hold that back, because if you want to watch my full live reaction to the decision, you can check that out on my channel. I did a fight companion. It was fucking bullshit, and I hate the sport of MMA, and I feel like I'm hating the UFC more and more every single week that goes by. We get, first of all, this bullshit card. Second of all, the decisions are getting worse and worse, it feels. As the sport is evolving and the judges are having more and more experience, the decisions are getting worse and worse. The commentary is getting more and more biased every single fight. They did not shut the fuck up about Jon Jones in the commentary whilst Dominick Reyes was landing combinations. Dominick Reyes would land a 1-2 perfectly down the pipe, and Joe Rogan would say how good Jon Jones is, and he would be talking about Jon Jones's resume and just fucking aimlessly waffling about how good Jon Jones is and how much of a great champion he is, while Dominick Reyes is teeing off on Jon Jones. It's the most bullshit this sport has ever been, and there's a reason why I stopped watching boxing. This was one of those reasons. And I don't know where I'm going to go other than the UFC, because it just seems to be happening more and more. It's becoming like boxing. We can hear it in the language of the promoter. Conor McGregor's next for Khabib after Tony Ferguson. Jon Jones is going to heavyweight after Dominick Reyes. We can hear it in the language that is being spoken throughout the sport. There has become an expectancy for the people that we want to win. And that should not be how fights go. The winner should win. Dominick Reyes just proved to us, and I predicted Jon Jones to win. Listen to me. My entire channel is based around, if I get predictions right, I look good. If I get them wrong, I look bad. I predicted Jon Jones to win. I could easily sit here and go, I knew it all along, Jones was going to win. I am going against my own prediction and making myself wrong to say that Dominick Reyes won the fight. I was wrong. Reyes won the fight very clearly in my mind. And I don't like the way this sport's going. Like, the arguments that I'm hearing from Jon Jones fans have solidified this to me. Everyone I know and everyone I've seen on every single platform, latest MMA news, UFC news alerts, everything I can see, on Twitter as well, is saying that Reyes won the fight. How are 3 of the judges, out of the entire world of people that are watching, scoring that fight for Jon Jones? How is one of the judges scoring that fight 4 rounds to 1 for Jon Jones? Because that would mean that the round 2, where Reyes outstruck Jones by 10 strikes or so, they gave that round to Jones. That doesn't make any sense to me. Dominick Reyes is an absolute fucking beast of a man. And seriously, even though he's just not walking around there with his belt around his waist, he's just gained so many fans. He's the man who just beat Jon Jones. That's the guy. Dominick Reyes is the man. And people didn't see that coming in. Jones was a minus 550 favourite. How many times are the odds makers going to make Jones this favourite after watching him go to split decision after split decision? I can't believe that this has happened, man. I really can't. I thought that Dominick Reyes won. I've never seen a clearer title fight other than Usman Woodley, I guess. Like, this is just... I'm dead set. Reyes is the best light heavyweight in the world right now. Reyes is the light heavyweight champion of the world. We've been waiting for a very long time for a man to clearly beat Jon Jones. With Gustafsson, people said that Gustafsson in the first fight might have beaten Jon Jones. But Jon Jones got the decision. I thought Jon Jones could have won that fight. I could see it going either way. I thought that Jon Jones done enough to win. So that was out of the way. And he beat Gustafsson in a rematch as well. I also thought that Thiago Santos could have had a chance. And it could have gone to him. And the judges, one judge, agreed with me. But I thought Jon Jones won. So it went to Jon Jones. And there was that argument settled. Jon Jones is still the greatest. Reyes clearly won. 95% of MMA fans, about, other than Jon Jones hardcore fans that are just retards, by the way. They're literally just retards. And I hate to use that word, but they are. They're literally their arguments. And here's how you know that Jon Jones lost. Because their arguments for him losing prove to us that we're right. We're giving an argument that Dominick Reyes won rounds 1 through 3. People are arguing that Jon Jones won round 2. They're not arguing the right round. They should be arguing with all that they have for round 3, which they can't argue themselves. So they don't even know what round to argue for Reyes, against Reyes for Jon Jones. They don't even know. They're going for round 2. People are saying that he thought that Jones won 2, 4, and 5. Others are saying 3, 4, and 5. I get it. You're wrong either way. Reyes is the light heavyweight champion of the world. We've been looking for a man to beat Jon Jones. And the UFC is becoming bullshit after bullshit so often, and it's pissing me off every single time. And I could see it happening to the sport right now with the way that Dana White keeps going on about when Khabib beats Tony Ferguson, when Jon Jones beats Dominick Reyes. As we just saw tonight with the judges, he's going to go to heavyweight. Reyes just won the fight. And the Jon Jones fans' arguments are fucking retarded. And they have no idea what they're talking about. I had a guy in my live stream, a Jon Jones fan, tell me that, yeah, but Jon won rounds 4 and 5. And those mean more. They don't, though. Every round is scored 10-9 or 10-8. You can't win 2 10-9s in 4 and 5, and therefore override someone winning in rounds 3. Jon Jones fans aren't even arguing that he won round 3. They're arguing that his 4 and 5 rounds should account for more than Dominick's rounds, because Jon Jones won the rounds. So that means that he should win more for winning those rounds. That's the arguments I'm coming up against. And it just bulletproofs the idea in my head. Dominick Reyes just won the light heavyweight championship of the world. Dominick Reyes just beat Jon Jones, the man who's never been beaten, other than by Matt Hamill, which is bullshit. Dominick Reyes is the best light heavyweight right now. And who knows how good he's going to be, because he's still coming up. The aura of invincibility around Jon Jones is completely gone. His career will forever be tainted moving forward by this decision, because everyone in their right mind knows who won that fight. Dominick Reyes did. We can be lied to by the UFC because they want him to make money and move up to heavyweight. We can be lied to by Jon Jones fans who don't even know what the fuck they're arguing about. But we know the truth. Dominick Reyes beat Jon Jones. And we got to keep that narrative going. Joe Rogan. I'm losing my grip with Joe Rogan. He's so biased in fights to guys that he knows. Specifically, and it seems to be a trend, black guys with abs. And it sounds funny to say and like hilarious, like I must be joking. Not joking. Joe Rogan might have a little bit of a fetish for some blacked videos on Pornhub. It's the same story with Yoel. It's the same story with Corey Anderson. It just keeps going on. Same story with Usman. There is a bias in Joe Rogan that cannot be contained around black guys with abs. Or it's just people on his show. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I'm just noticing things with Joe Rogan, and I feel like it's time to maybe get rid of him. He called out the judge. Joe Rogan said this, word for word, on the live stream after the fact that Jones got handed the decision. Joe Rogan said this. He said, I don't see the 4-1. I can only see the argument that you give Jones the win based on rounds 4 and 5. In order for Jones to win, based on rounds 4 and 5, Joe Rogan, would only be if he 10-8'd both of them. One of them would be a draw. He didn't do that in either of them, Joe. You know he didn't. You know he didn't, Joe Rogan. If Joe Rogan doesn't call this out as a robbery, he's a shill, man. Like, he's a biased little cunt of a shill. And I'm saying this. I said I wanted to be on the JRE not too long ago. Not going to happen, by the way. I'm never going to be on there. Even if this YouTube channel gets fucking millions of subs, never going to be on JRE. He's literally a biased little cunt. Your words came out of his mouth. Jones won based on rounds 4 and 5. I don't get it. I don't get it. Dominick Cruz says the judges should be fired. Thank you, Dominick Cruz. But even you are being a bit weird on the commentary. This sport's shit. This sport is shit. And if it continues, then we know the direction that the sport is going. And I say we try and revolt. If this continues and say Ferguson rightfully should win over Khabib and they give it to Khabib, or Romero should win over Adesanya and they give it to Adesanya, we know the direction the sport's going. And let's go watch Bellator. Even their decisions are shit. They gave Rory McDonald the John Fitch fight. I don't even know. I don't know. The whole thing's fucked. And they shouldn't return to Houston, Texas, unless they have the coronavirus or unless they are armed with flamethrowers to torch everyone there. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Dominick Reyes is the best light heavyweight in the world. Good job, Dominick Reyes, the light heavyweight champion of the world. You just beat Jon Jones. Fucking Dominick Reyes. What a guy. People hated Dominick Reyes before this. Funny how times are going to change. Reyes wins the fight. Great job. Like and subscribe. Click that button there. Goodbye. It's fucked. It's just fucked. It's robbery. Just a robbery. Goodbye.